Metamorphoses of introspection. All is energy. Matter is a form of energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, but transforms into different forms. There is no creator. There is a transformer. There is no destruction. There is transformation. Metamorphosed in introspection to repose, chrysolicitation and sectile mutation, acaricide injection, dogma and cat paw, go gonzo, meow and bark to orthodox, goldy fox with crimson locks, wonders when you'll give a fuck. Pupae formed common norms, the different forms of the status quo show. Step to the lemon light here, just a moment we'll see beyond the samenesses insane. Metamorphosed introspection in repose. Apollo isn't at the Dionysian celebration, but all alone he's having his own party. Excess leads to suffering, but over-bridled restraint leads to the same. Step in the lemon light here. Just a moment we'll see beyond the samenesses insane. Metamorphosed introspection in repose. Apollo isn't at the Dionysian celebration. In the group dynamic, there's a Jim Jones. Like an Agent Smith. But like a coin, the other side is Dionysian. Sometimes Apollo shows up for the party. I seek the balance betwixt the Apollonian and the Dionysian, between love and sex. In solitude I have found my integrity, and no group shall ever use that integrity for its own brainwash and mass collective reality tunnel abuse and misuse. I am lost and found at the same moment in the group dynamic. I'm together but alone. A hermit amidst extroverts, reversed to social persona use, though the mask obtuse cants at the truth. Deeper than skin, something within, now resting without. Among norms, but without them. Strange to rearrange, solitudinous, yet forced to the light, the sour, distasteful glare, the lemon light with sugar lime tonight casts its glow on the ebb and flow of the neon contrite. Stages of metamorphoses. Genesis and creation translated means stagnation and propagation. This transformative of the normative to this stagnation. I embody transformation. This creation is just a curtain call, hiding the stages of metamorphoses. A rich player that filts and ruts on the staged stage. Full of idiocy and hurry. The poor played full of silence and obedience. Obsequy the false authority. Obsequier them with rear fear. Obsequy the false authority. Mirror back their cruel depravity. Crucify the crucifier for all to see. This creation is misnomered stagnation. My creativity is transformation. In a stagnation of bloodied bucks, I cannot be shared to single-serving psychophants. Psychophants need not apply. Contains drug depictions, contains the death of violence from the Xerox of lies. Psychophants need not apply. Transformation beyond creation lies in the devil details, the general angels spy. Psychophants need not apply. Phantom plants dance round your bruised ego cries. The first shaman. The bark of liberation outsounded the yowls of dogma and peeled away the bark on the tree of knowledge as the teeth of Adam and Eve tore into the apple. The first shaman is laid into his grave. In the hole, in the tree of knowledge, the spirit of Mata and Steve resides. Bloodlessly, plant pain of human unity stain. The tree of knowledge forever carrying human bones. The rib of Mata lies therein. Lay me this shaman in. This is no original sin. I am to the deepest deep, but the highest high. In this original skin of bark and tinder. Locked in. The spirit of plant and human is one. The lie of original sin is undone. Tree of pain and misery. On the tree of pain and misery, there is birth and death, but seems to be no life. Odorous fruits hang, bloodied by their own stain. The hanged yet unhanged monkey lies, swinging from the bows of apocalyptic paradise. Far away, light years away, hidden in some dark matter, resides the tree of life to explain this needless pain. On a different world, ignorance does not persist, and I'd never had ended up in this. Acceptance eases the travail. On the waves of the remnants of the poison, I continue to somehow sail, wondering when I will fall over again, and watching so many others swallowed by their own tail. A hex of sex upon me, a pox of cocks with vagina locks becomes us. A fuck of fox for you, I've got the pretty hots. Burnt up in the flame of my own knowledge, dangling from the guts and last threads of my will, never relenting for an unsought result. Onto the wounds pour a circle of salt, and kiss me and bliss me, and give me something which cannot be bought. Change your chemical state of mind with me here on the tree of pain and misery, and from the boughs let joy swing over onto the tree of life. And yet we dig in passion's flight down into those pearly roots to find the true tree of one, the two trees that unite to our delight. Down into those pearly roots to find the two trees at one unite to our delight. Tree of pain and misery too. When every day is decay, there tends to be no other way. You grow into a bitter fruit out of the loathsome suit, accosted by your birthday suit, On the tree of pain and misery, I often wonder about this tree of life with its fruit so ripe. We've robbed the spirit and taken all the loot. Well, this is my root suit riot in the soil of my toil. Like bamboo, I'd bend for you until only the rhizome remains. In a sea of blood stains, do what you want to do, screwdriver what you want to screw. I'm a tool of wisdom amidst fools. Today is already ripped and drained from me. Nothing will stop this bloodless bleed. I'll cry some tears, contemplate what I really need, watering not your fears, growing tough love from soft hate. Hydrophonics of water speaking silence to my tormented heart, raven of myself ripped me apart, deliquescent art, cardinal as the beginning, a leader is ever at start. More than the sum of the parts, but less than the minus of the parts. Wholes bestow healing and all is reeling. I have a feeling like killing, though there is no killer or killed, nor decay of eternity. Something in my soul still aches, something never filled but by will of love. Mr. Misery, a mystery, decadent dysentery. Apple of misery. I eat the pain for breakfast and digest it in my iron gut. Then I shit out joy and have flatulent happiness. I recycle plastic suffering into organic ecstasy. I am chewed on by waves of agony, which I surf as bliss. For lunch, more discomfort and holy shit of joy. For dinner, my ego as a toy with tools that are redolent of bullshit. You don't even want to know what second breakfast was like. Animal. 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 Murder all man stink from this temporary fragile shell, shaving off all the hair, puberty of toxic masculinity shedding, molting sin skin of age of father, old wine skins wrapped in you, non-alcoholic wine for all the alcoholics, near fatal withdrawal for all the cold turkeys. May they be saved that torment of an end. Smooth, hairless skin with no hair roots within is the root of all evil rooted out of the garden of the body's Eden. The Eve of the soul in the Eden of the body. Atom in the atom of a nude nucleus. In the quarks, the quantum Eden hibernates. In the blink of an eye, the fate of faith, the faith of fate. Faux machismo, chauvinistic chodlings, puerile virility, male toxicity, territorial shit stains, and pissant hostility. Anima, the mother of this sordid soul, she wears the manskin as does a mannequin betrothed, as troth to the trot. In a trow, Anima, the mother of this sordid soul, hairless except on the head, Rapunzel of the abyss, dangles tress to stress, as brush to hair. The woman of me needs express in this toxic patriarch repress. She has high heels and high heels, stilettos and BPC 157, cannabis and cream. Metamorphoses of Scorpio 3. The scorpion's stinger transforms into a spider's fang. A spider's fang transforms into an eagle's talon. An eagle's talon burns, and out of the flames a fiery feather arises. The fire abates and scales form on the feather in camouflage. A cobra strikes at the embering ashes. A wolf howls at the moon. Information, invigoration transforms evolution itself. Epigenetic inheritance heritage. Information understood is transformation. Some dreams are a message to be understood. But even if shown a better way, it seems so few would take that way anyway. But some will, and the individual will continue to transform beyond the norms, yet among them, blending in and blotting out the lies as they lie dreaming, the powers that be in greedy scheming, while minds awaken to a neon charade. Will of the people. One person at a time, despite this we, the corporation who owns the nation. We, the people, need not the fascist conflagration. Institute the will of the people. The institution is rotten apple core from the Garden of Eden store. You can't institutionalize the will of the people. The polls say a majority want it this way, but the representatives are a different matter. They get the final say, not the constituents, truant and incident. Freedom is speech, and speech is big money, and big money runs the democracy. Stubborn, sanguinolent, violence despite all this. Will of the people left to the verbiage vantage of a hushed husband, minority peephole from the majority's eyes, from the plastic people on the plastic steeple, sheeple shuffle on Wall Street, stock market gambling for the meek, while blood money circles in a shark tank week after week. Metamorphoses, theses of Madame Horphosis. Madame Horphosis, transforming into persuasive virginity hallucinations out of Christian antipathy. Her moans are the bi-ball hearse gag order to asphyxiate the mother dogs of orthodoxy. She patronizes the patriarchs like woman Bonaparte. Metahorphosis for rendezvous of genitals. Beyond birthday suit groins, so evil good. She penetrates the Y-scraper to ground level, ripping off the foundation. Tantra Wamantra, Lassolalia in La La Land, with liberty libations. Wonder is in Alice Land, between the skirted legs of her indiscretions, laughing off danger and another transformation, in a womb-manger of the sun beyond matriarch and patriarch, fain to contain her in a plastic box of Pandora's locks. A slutton of hallucinations with back doors of whores wanting more. Harem renaissance in our crossed-dressed crucifixion pants, heaving like cocks that crow whore-bingers of devoured ate fate. Of the fapple of her thigh, my anima bent over asks, why? Why not get high? It's getting by. dogma imago, hero moans of the coven ants, copulating the dogma imago, the vile lane villa of villains, slaughtered ghosts, haunted malfeasance. In the inverse world, they are the hero, recognize and dust to zero. The hero just isn't my archetype unless they're being fucked in an orgy to beyond hero and villain, becoming Dionysus, neither hero nor villain, but the orgasm of love from the heart's G spot. Martyrous imago, a burning crucifix with bronze Jesus statue, red and glowing Jesus tempered in the fires of idolatry destruction, melting bronze dripping into a long spine and wrapped to the pillar. Martyrous imago, bronze serpent entwined to the pole. Idolatry of crucifixion, destruction of idols. Devil took form of the snake. Your God took the snake into the form of redemption. Psychoactive androgyny. The hate trick won't do. Will knock my socks off and foot the kill. A hat trick for the other head. Sex in a deeper bed. Graves of semen to fill. I transform from the norms on a blotter of sunshine in the garden of cannabis Eden. Drugs to me bring out the woman within. Anima revealed between birthday suit skin. To flirt a peak. Between the dress of my addressed wounds and scars, paint the face to the work of art I am. While I'm high, I'm most by. Spirit of music beyond woman and man. I am a transformed trans to the corrupt patriarchy. I am this feral girl, feminine freak flag unfurl, romance me like a rose. I yearn to stab, to expose, horny thorns to adorn, small death in candle-warmed breath of alluring darkness. Trans like me. I was taken under with the needle. I went under the knife. An imago of gender bias. A near-birth experience. I was taken under by the needle, then went under the knife. A near-life experience, an imago of gender bias. The near-death experience of discrimination. Blood and pain, scars for makeup, to glaze like honey. Biological male, gender changeling. With a downward turned triangle, lick me closed into you, sent first ass via UPMS. Who was that man? Now I'm a womanson trans. Trickster, Ellis Debo, ovarian prancer, onward, dancers. Boys and girls are my toys alike, my anima's now an animus. What remains from gender and sex, the horror of nature's virginity now. Fuck me in my queen crown, androgen, of immature morality, kissing the balsam of Mata dog, barking at gender lunacy, while vagina has the broom of the ripe fruits that loom to sweep them off their feet. With my horny aplenty tits, I'm the little girl Peter woman, I crucify the toxic masculinity. I crucify the crucifix. Put me in you a penetrating fist. 660 and 6 thrusts. Cock your crow down below. I'm transformed beyond the norms. Surgical surrender. An orgasm like a woman. Now I remember. Man sin from legs shaven. Man sin from legs shaven. Hair goes down the drain. Anima animates the cadaver animal. Spirit of earthly haven. Feminine conqueror of patriarch errors. Cum quista hor quiescent. Deliquescent. Effervescence. Belligerent evanescence. Heaving heaven onto death row. One last supple supper of greed expressed to bleed an abortion of future generations. Hell is out for the eternity of life. Nuclear fallout gets out. Fear. Radioactive decay jailbreak. Debbie debacle horacle with a third eye monocle, seeing it clear. Pop a kiss to the apocalypse. Eclipsed my own moon. Woman within walking out without a fuck to give. Burned the closet down. Full Monty, full disclosure. Danger dared truth. Mobile armies of metaphors seducing like whores. Similes without hostilities. Woman within on a period. Give it a bar, an exclamation. With the proclamation of pain, transformation. Persona to end all personas. A persona to end all personas. We take the archetype trite, then give it a makeover. A contemporary mask to masquerade in neon night. Formed out of the smith's itch of hell. An IOU of heaven like a wish you well. Davy Jones' locker in Hades' bottomless pit sea. He does them doggy style while free falling in lust women's water. Taking the mask from the contemporary gallery, he sprinted on down the road. Sucked into his mind, making love with his unconscious. Ego dead like a kicking can on the street. A mask that is all masks in one. Chameleon camouflage, relativity, receptivity. I am the persona you least want to see, reflecting back at the denied reality. Obsequy of death, a funeral for death, a funeral. To put to an embalmed bed the dreamers who often lie and say death is the end. You know, that pretend. A eulogy for the dying traditions, sick and unhealthy, which must be ousted from the culture body. A funeral for dead and dying nations who are dying the minute they are born, just as are the humans which comprise it. I have not tears for a sad lot of perspective, as is the mentality to death, the clinging and overvaluement of youth, for the dead culture body lying in the tomb of a pyramid scheme. Even so much as I may be a necrophiliac, intercourse with the betrothed dead rotten society stank, as it does no favors to the sexual appetite. We lay down to the grave and to the soil of the earth now, This silly notion that death is the end. We bring our ego down low, bowing to this earth we are but a speck upon. And though it is bruised, it heals. Though we may be conditioned to be scarred by death, to feel loss and remorse, though the touch of a lover may be gone, or a voice of comfort shall never be heard again, the sense of someone and something being gone is an illusion. Let our clinging egos die into the reality as the sickly culture body is laid to a healthy rest. It's just transformed. There is no such thing as born. Am not bitchin', you bish on, but I ambition endeavor strong, to last beyond the metal endure long. Dreams of a sea-goat sing a goat song. To the last beyond the throng of the passing moments gone. Am not bitchin', ambition, ambition. I am bitchin', I am bishon. To be persistent, to be resistant to the expressive sentiment, to the transformative element. It seems like creativity, but it's just transformation. Troglodytes of metaphors and similes, figures of speech figure, personified, to infinity words alive. Magnify in the unpacking of the condensed milk of poetry. Death of rock. The Lizard King died, so too did rock and roll. But it's the authority this time that doesn't know. Death not ends it. Let's go back in a funerary rite, 'cause it isn't right how rock rolled to a deathly stop in the corrupt night. This is the end of rock. Rock and roll of the end of rock. Dead friend. Bathtub blues as he breaks all the way through to the other side. Partying from beyond the grave still causes a ruckus from death. Phalanges outstretching from crumbling dirt. The Lazarus of Satan, this rock and roll, transformed from authority crucifixion. Metal born from the dead grave of rock. Vic Eddie Rattlehead stands upon the upturned soil of a shallow grave so deep. The masses seem convinced rock and roll is drug-free, that rock and roll is dead. Metal here now drug authority to a reality check. Oh, my rock and roll phoenix and the vultures of capitalism, my hyrule groupies for this long tool, I too sacrifice mine on the altar of silence, and may the silence alter. Rock and roll from beyond the death, metal now in growling breath. The birth of metal from dying rock and roll. The big and little girls understand. The authority doesn't know. Middle finger between her squirting vagina, spreading the lips of the resurrected enigma, fisting fat-bottomed girls. We don't just want the world now, we want the universe. The domesticate cat stares from the car window at the dying wild tiger. Neither wild nor domesticate I am, the union of the two, as in a chemical reaction yielding a strikingly different concoction. The domesticate cat stares from the car window at the dying wild tiger. Take your eyes out of pain to the music out of misery, the beckoned mystery of Pan. Our separate pain transforms into our unified gain. Licking scars while healing wounds. Licking scars while healing wounds, biting off too much to chew. Churned out to a corpse, somehow still alive. I want to thrive, not just survive this time. Better lay this corpse down. Soon it's gotta don the mask of a slave. Need its full energy to be a doctored up corpse for the embalmments of needless sacrifice. Some makeup for a not made up death. Looking pretty for the food hungry I serve. My ornamental resignation to workplace crucifixion. Nailed to pain and slavery, but grinning behind the mask. Up to the task, while in misery I bask. Only the prettiest ladies can strip it off to see the faceless face that must be faced. Antkikin cross fucker. Reading out the losses and sacrifices of the crosses of our transgressions. Blood marks the cross of the hanging, hung stinger of a man, blotting out the age of patriarchy with red ink to stain it away. Forget not this cross we bear, loosing it from the Ankh key. The rounded circle flies free. Red it out, don't white it out, so all can see. This fascist Christianity. Obsequy metamorphosis of Christianity. Decrepit churches, dilapidated pews like sepulchres of the good news. Cobwebs on the statues of Christ, adorned on the walls. Shattered stained glass stained with blood. Shadows from the windows fall. In a discarded human world, no more prayers, pleas, or calls. The Spirit of Christ no longer here at all. A forgotten memory, now a dead faith, buried by blood spilt, which is burnt at the stake. A rusted steel cross tossed aside. A reconstructed circle as an ankh rises, hidden within the symbol that was never given respect. Those who survived a seeming untimely end descended down like a falling smile to a frown. Humanity had thrown away its lighted crown. Ancient rubble of pyramids now not unlike the ancient rubble of cathedrals decaying across time, crumbling at the foundation, echoing the dead faith's catcalls. Crucified to an ankh that morphs into a cross. Martyrs across time combined, beyond time and space into one. Pain and suffering as they're undone, and each passes away into one and the other. Transformation of the Cheshire Cat. The Cheshire Cat, except chemical, It seems the hookah-smoking caterpillar sat and smoked a spat with the Cheshire cat. And after that, like a brain in a vat, these transformed cat's pajamas and the chemicals molecule, the Cheshire cat and the hookah-smoking caterpillar's chrysalis. What would a butterfly smoke? Wondered the grinning cat, waiting for the complete metamorphosis. The Cheshire cat's pajamas are the chemicals molecule. Phenylethylamines be mine, the Valentine, a smarter martyr of the fatuous numerous. Tryptamines tripping me, but no crutch to clean cloy. The doors of perception and the windows a priori in the psyche house of a timeless story. Curious, the subtlest variance causes the greatest difference. 2 methyl clusters onto serotonin and dimethyltryptamine. Chemical receptors to synapse, you to I becomes we. A covalent psychoactive bond. The chemicals molecule is the quark's atom, as the organ is to the organelles. Off with his head. So the cat took off his head, like a bowler's hat that splat a strike and knocked a few pins loose in all the minds around him. Sanguine metamorphosis. A waft of the weave, the warp and the cleave, greed, seed, on dandelions, grown in the light of the moon, dead by the light of the sun, Saturn turn round, ring them into the lesson, arbitrary poverty, cryptocracy, cryptocurrently, currency conveniently hiding the truth, illusion of progress monster, romping and stomping, cruelty, poser, imposter. To an inane charade, insane, urbane, it's all about the pain, the gain, fiscal frisk, debt, scourge, whipped to the quip. So have me not, I peel the petals of the deliquescent flower of greed. I smell the decay of death that's too soon. The young dead and the old boon. The blossom is ripe with decay. It blooms relentlessly by the light of the full moon. Till we can't look away, we see an ugly cocoon. Metamorphosis sanguinolent, blood stains the ground. In repeated history, the dead arise. Took too soon to lie. Dead and gone, hear the song, carry on till peace to prosper and grow the mustard seed, plant and breed. Decorate heaven like hell. Sing it, don't say it. Use your paintbrush and not your mouth. Use your pen and not your gun. Destroy ideas on the run. Fret it, don't fret about it. Small talk for small minds. Eat the look of my blowjob eyes. Artfulness in every moment. Despite capitalistic profit scheme, greed, decree. Moan it, don't yell it. Hit that, don't hit it. Show and do it and don't tell. Fuck it, don't kill it and tell. Decorate heaven like hell. Chrysalis imago of decay. In the silence I know. In the silence I seek wisdom. Silently another wave of yawning, bloodless bleeding, my eyes water. But not from tears I cry. This is like BDSM with myself, a Gordian knot I tied to change through the suffering. Crystallized imago of decay. Down to Davy Jones deep, I drown a bit and repeat. Pollen of dilapid, bloom, bottomless pit blossom. As I take the cardinal breath during the diving to the bottomless sea, where the bottomless pit is wet like a wanting woman, reminds me mortality's bane, treasure in the weathered, experience resting deep 6 fathom the depth, beyond our meager relief, replete to endure. Suffering comes and goes as it pleases, like a whore whose money is saturnine lessons applied to the bone. Cinematic chrysalis in the TV forest. TV of the forest, rounded TV trapped in a square. In the movie theater of heaven, God watches our lives. The days of our eternal fall will return after the commercial of the Garden of Eden. Atom's apple of knowledge, supple to devour, hangs supple like mistletoe sour. 2 minutes past midnight, wisdom lacking, ad hominem attacking, discourse of proper debate, jousting, arguments without wordly tenements, bullying wrapped in disingenuous sentiments, eviction evident. But between it all, the forest TV plays a hallucination that gave knowledge. They stare at a screen and see what isn't there as so alive. Hollywood decadence glitz jive, but the natives' knowledge need not die, while their lives lie as a dreamer down to the dream on the screen and surround sound silence. May it be found, while the noise pollution compounds, the silence between at status quotient, the peace within self-evident, dynamic metamorphosis of static detriment, chrysalis of a screen, movie alive on the scene from square to rounded careen, inevitable change. Despite stubborn sustain, TV forest with no commercials is on a marathon again. Leaves are falling, fall is falling, advertisement is dead. On the TV forest channel, advisement is said from the ones who aren't there. Again, wondering if you'll listen from the neon world of pretend. Transformed norms. The back doors of perception. My life is a porno. I'm addicted. Rock and roll is my intervention. Psychedelic doggy style. Turn the other cheek in the dark side of her full moon. Baby, we screw in a cocoon. Sexual sister. For whore sister, ho sister, changing past the staid norms, Madam Whore faux cis, deconditioned from this bore. Broke on through to the other side too many times, now the other side's broken. Back door to the other side is left wide open. Bend over and I can enter, baby. We gotta break on through to the other side of inside from the back side of the other side. Soul strip search. I am the stripper who bears their soul, naked on the catering pillar of mortality's pole. Tantalus hung birthday suits strung high and low. I'm the butterfly effect, though. Strip searched my own soul to be where I am, do what I've done. Eye candy is superficiality, some sapiosexuality food for aphrodisiac thought. She just might be a nympho-demisexual more. Bought at the celebrity whore store. That's into Scientology, patriarchally. May Donna wanna strip the birthday suit riot. Strip. R.I.P. with me, baby. Naked beyond skin deep, what is it you see? Cosmic serpent. Neither am I the one acting like they are a serpent, nor am I the serpent woman with the stoning stare. Yet I am a serpent. Demonized angelic, angelized demonic, daimonic angelic. Wings of horns, horns of wings. I have been accused of many things. A den of vipers I'm said to be. I have many forms, I'm always transforming. Neither am I angels, nor am I demons. Neither am I humans, nor dolphins. Yet the knowledge and language of them, the technology of life and its adaptation and transformation, I am. I am the helix spine of the spiral galaxy. I am the spine in all vertebrates, the DNA in every cell. I am the one guarding the tree of life. Where is the good snake the natives venerate? Once serpent, now serpent killer, Zeus's hate. I am complete. But you are incomplete unless you recognize me. Flagrant transformation. Flags being simultaneously woven and burned. Pieces of the weave blowing in the wind, along with the ashes peppering them. The creation of a nation and its destruction. The great things of a nation and its terrible things. The transformation of a nation, all side by side, all with us here in this moment of consensual burning and weaving. I burn not the flag to reject my country, but that I accept all humanity as of one country and of one unified family. I create not the flag because I believe in division, but to foster the greater unity of all flags. I am the flag who is all flags in one flag. And depending what way you look at me, I'm different things to different people, different nations to different people. I am the end of all flags, but an homage to their best gifts as symbols. In my nation there is no flag. I see the world's flags stained in blood. Lady Macbeth tries so hard to get out the stains. My banner is the open sky and women's loving spread arms and legs. The stars are the flag of the sky. Form the truest flag of earth all ever know. The most mature form of kidding. All you haters are just neonating. You have to infantilize me, but I'm just kidding you. Then I'm childing you. Then I'm teeming with teening, all the adulterating adulting, till I'm geriatricing you, the most mature form of kidding. Things evolve, that's existence. Transformation is of genetic insistence. Status quos can't stay the same despite stubborn persistence. Confirmation bias is destined to stay the same, but life is destined to change. May the most adaptable one survive is the dictum of nature, which, despite our deepest insistence, cannot yet defy, preoccupied with the strongest. Darwinian economy is not prudent to nature. The most adaptable shall survive. There is a time to thrive and a time to adapt. Other hidden seasons of the earth where life must adapt. An ice age and a fire age alike, humanity has helped awaken. Was a flood long ago not enough? Lessons so easily forgot come back for a reminder. The strong men of war may die, but the adaptable men of peace and the like, of anima and shadow, may survive. Humans think they are to use the earth as the stepping stone, but they are but a stepping stone, a state between another evolution. Evolution is not voluntary. Inability to change means obliteration. Layers of bras. She took off the cobra over her cleavage like an axe breasts. Underneath there was a Libra. Underneath that there was a triple X inscribed algebra. When she lifted it, I saw above the down below umbra. Underneath that she wore the skin of lubra. She ripped it off and I kissed a bare labra. I thought she was a whore with a dabra beneath. Taking it off, a sabra revealed rough exterior, sweet soul. She took it off and breast bared whole. The Cosmic Serpent 2. For interminable years, DNA remained essentially the same. Forms of life transform. The genetic code rearranged for 3.5 billion years stayed essentially the same. Immortal instructions to transform life into being. Cosmic serpent beyond Neptune's sea. Davy Jones is the locker. Transcriptase striptease. Genetically horny, rebellious mitochondrial Eve. Adamant Adam ate an apple that bobs in his throat, no ease. No mother or father if we killed Adam and Eve. No transformation of a cosmic steak. A cosmic snake into a dumbfounded ape. The transformer took a stroll through the garden and ate an apple from a notorious tree. Led Adam and Eve away from the leaves of the tree of supposed evil. Drank the ayahuasca instead, which has two snakes that gave, hanging off the metamorphosis shoulder of the killer of Adam and Eve. Watch as the Adam and Eve that ate the fruit of knowledge died ripe on the vine, to be alive as the ripe vine. It's the end of the age of father. He's sacrificed himself for a better son, to merge together the best of the maternal age, the best of the paternal age. This Oedipus is complex. Electra's just as complex. Oedipus and Electra making love. A tragedy baby in the stomach of digesting comedy. And as ruling as a Tyrannosaurus tyrant Rex. No more brooches to our eyes. The charade of unsustainability must regress. Prophylactic anachronism. All STDs have been annihilated. Celebrate victory on VD Day. Humanity enters a golden age of great golden copulations the Lizard King only dreamt about. The ornamental artifact of purity and virginity has been treated as the VD were for the deep throat dog macaque transmitted disease against the order of nature it is. Sex with less danger, is it stranger to fuck in wild abandon? The moans heard round the world for a baby boom, bosom of life, liberated sex in the neon wilderness night. Tombstone and womb stone. And writ on the tombstone it said, here is buried birth. And on the womb stone it read, here is born death. Small deaths greater than the minus of their parts. You fucked me to within an inch of my life. I almost crossed over into another life, and on into that thin veil, off into the unknown between your thighs, taken by the one who knows why. Sex, they say, the small death, but in one were the small and big death, and in their contrast, their disillusion. You fucked me to within an inch of my life. I almost disappeared into the inner light. I almost crossed over into another life. Strange sex death. They both shook off the mortal coil while in coitus. Remnants of the white small death lingered amidst the rigor mortis of the big death. Each died of a heart attack. Was it an orgasm of the heart? Were they fucking in heaven? Were they fucking in some shared bardo together? Find out on the next episode of Strange Sex Death. Strange Sex Death 2. Strange sex death. Dying while we're fucking. Fucking while we're dying. We're dying to fuck. We're fucking to die, giving birth to our collective death. The baby aborted metempsychosis neonate transmigrate fate to the land of ghost of sex past. Learning the real value of sex, like some Scrooge of Xmas. This is our triple Xmas. I am Scrooge, the infant of our infidelity to a neon plastic life. Bardo of sex, the lacuna of between birth, death, and life. Rife with the child of our end. I explode inside you as I explode beyond you. You shake with the violence of the shock of death, with the ecstasy of orgasm, incredible pain and pleasure, as we break through while we do. Give it to you while me is leaving and you is receding. Orgasm and death straight up the spine, then out this lie of obedient slaves. To death's seeming diaphanous puberty, sex between birth and death and life, the child of our end that has no other beginning, strange sex death, dying while we're coming, coming while we're dying, the pearly gates between your thighs. Birthday suit riots, R.I.P.er. She strips like a stripping agent. First to show her birthday suit, then she's put to doff the birthday suit riot. R.I.P. per. She strips like a stripping agent. First to show her birthday suit, then she's put to doff the skin. But all the men want her wet within, only skin deep like chauvinistic chodes, hungry for the next glory hole. Shallow, uncouth, expose. A stripper taking off the birthday suit in a birth. I am the stripper who bears their soul, naked on the catering pillar of mortality's pole. Tantalus hung birthday suits strung high and low. I am the butterfly effect, though. Strip search my own soul. To be where I am. Do what I've done. Eye candy is superficiality. Some sapiosexuality. Food of aphrodisiac thought. She just might be a nymphodemisexual more bought at the celebrity whore store. That's into Scientology patriarchally. Made Donna wanna strip. The birthday suit riot. R.I.P. with me, baby. Naked beyond skin deep. What is it you see? Birthday suit riot, a moaning siren, tantric tantalized, sex beyond flesh. But wait till she takes it off. The death day panties wet with the largesse mort, reborn as a fetus in the womb of her B-day suit dawn. The superficial are gruff and taste not her muff. Harem renaissance. A little harem renaissance. Virginity illegalized. But it's her choice how it gets realized. Birthday suit riot for the eternal death day. Not a one of you are my slaves. But namely, we aren't slaves to cannibalist knaves. Aren't you all just the statue of puberty amidst my ad liberty? The flame of liberty between your thighs. I'm just the firework to work you up. Light my fuse. Turn you on to pop your cherry off for the party I throw. Emphasis on the parting. There's no going back, nowhere to return. Stretched to a new fit. Always dear, forget. Don't just forget. These stripes of scars I've earned. This love and sex, anima tigress. Always impress. I churn in the melting cauldron of our casting spell. How we fell into a pride of pride as we hunt the toxic patriarch men. My breakfast of cunt with a side of cock. Strip it off like a stripping agent. Transform it like a reagent. Wrap off the stern bow on the gifts of you. Tear the paper of the skin. Now open me like a death day present. More original than original sin. I'll devour you all, then put you together better again. Blood of poets. Just go to the page and bleed. That's all we need. We write the blood out of this human family, bleed into it a sea of a sieve. But no vampire shall feed. My individual history won't repeat on these words they read. No feast like that of the tick once on my dick. Love, love, love in crimson writ. Over the writer's block we bleed like melting cheesy vital force. It's corny on the macabre, but the heart throb right to the vagus nerve knob. Trust gave an eternal life amidst impending grave, and I sob as wound weep. All the blood of the writers who bleed bled onto the writer block. We all homage to muses wrapped, tapped the timeless artifact. Bleeding pages and raining sages, landing from a greater fall onto the writer's block ever unbroken. The age of sacrifice at end of its artifice. We need not erase its long reigning edifice. Write it out and remember the needless gone to siren war song. Bleed more blood to the depths of deep six crimson. Davy Jones has a locker here with lock on. Shall we sacrifice to end its farce? Energy neither is created nor destroyed. It mainly transforms. Sacrifice is a transformation of wounds into scars. With the poison toxic of corrupt Father Mars. A martyr for an ego and humanity like termites to abominable imago of morning wood. We bled enough, so bleed not to the page anymore. Minister now to the healing and filling of a new aeon, a different age. No deus ex machina for the machine age. Oft oust this faux machismo, the words as if printed in ink. Writers may block or may have writer's block or may be blocked. Blood shall dry, but blood need not bleed lest it needs its reprieve. And like tears of pain which cry, avert that by and by the pray tell. Where you fell you have risen above, but as above, so you have moved a little more below. Neither are you either, though, in this hole with a hole. Land they from a greater fall onto the writer's block as critics around critique soliloquies on the playwright's wall. Pom pom and rattle. Dilapidated Super Bowl arena with the ghost of an audience cheering for Pans at Kirkenses with the ghosts of cheerleaders and rabid ghosts fans, followers. For many years danced the ghosts of shaman and women on the green field. A rattle hiss shake like an anaconda as the pom-pom shakes like a poodle. Still the ground stained with the blood of Holocaust, but all they could bother was to make more than the cost. The Pentagon derelict, the Pyramid of America takes not to the afterlife, just takes lives mercilessly, eternally dying with the rights to birth. Stained and stand these testaments to a nation whose time is now in the moon after the sun. Is there something new under the moon? Transformation is nothing new, seems like an enemy to an unsustainable status quo. Cathedrals of broken, stained glass, bullets and boring bones litter the ground, with plastic and paper blowing in the wind, smell of violence all around. Crows picking flesh amidst plastic like eggs for breakfast. Transformation. Neither creator nor destroyers. Neither created nor destroyed. Transformed and transformers. Metamorphosis of norms. Transformations as reflections. Considerations of change, acceptance of inevitabilities, a potion to grow larger than a planet, a gumdrop to make you smaller than a quark, a flag ripping and burning, and out of the ashes weaves a flag anew. The crucifixion of the idolatrous crucifix, the melting of the bronze snake onto the pole. The taking out of the money snake's stake. The birthday suit stripper dancing on the pole. Shakes. Multi-layer bra removal. Poet style. Whenever the poet's words make you wet below, take off a bra. The many meanings show. I embody the law of conservation of energy. I am a Copernican revolution of the mind. The harem poet of the harem renaissance, the killing serpent of the serpent killer. The forest TV within the square TV, TV snow that turns into TV rain. The butterfly out of a caterpillar doesn't cater to the pillar of mortality's pole. Screaming transformation, teeny boppers into cougars, little girls into big men. I am the Jim Morrison anima, backdoor woman. We getting lost in rainforest TV land. I am that which remains despite patriarch bloodstains. The hero in the villain in the hero.